Hey students, welcome back to Jaya's virtual classroom. Hope you all are doing well. In today's video, I'll continue the topic transportation in plants from the chapter Life Processes of class 10 CBSE. The concept for day 4 studies is transportation of water and minerals through xylem. Now, as per our RNBP method of studying, first emphasizing reading the concept, please read the content under the concept transportation of water and minerals through xylem from your textbook and then come back to my video. After reading the content, what you have to understand under the concept of transportation of water and minerals through xylem is that there is a kind of mechanism for transport of water and minerals in the plant, and this mechanism involves three processes. First, absorption of water and minerals. Second, how the water is moved upwards. Third, the process of transpiration and how transpiration helps in the process of moving the water and minerals to the various parts of the plant. So, the understanding is very clear. You have to learn the processes in detail. Let's see the first process, which is absorption of water and minerals. Plants intake water and minerals from the soil through the roots. This we are well aware right from our earlier classes. The roots of the plants have root hairs, that is, the primary and the secondary roots of the plant have root hairs. The function of the root hairs is to absorb the water and minerals from the soil. So, these 2 points we have already learnt in our previous classes. What we have to actually learn now is that how these root hairs actually absorb the water and minerals from the soil. This process has to be understood. Now, we have to learn that the root hairs are directly in contact with the water. This water is between the soil particles, right? So, what is that? The root hairs are directly in contact with the water, and the roots are surrounded by minerals also, right? Now, these minerals are absorbed by the root in the form of ions, okay? So, which means the minerals are actually formed into ions, and only then the root is able to absorb them. For example, magnesium enters the root as Mg2 plus and nitrogen enters as nitrates NO3 minus ions. Clear? So, from these points what you have to understand, that you have to learn that root hairs are directly in contact with the water that is present between the soil particles, and that the roots are surrounded by minerals, and these minerals are absorbed by the root hairs in the form of ions. For example, you can state magnesium enters the root as Mg2 plus and nitrogen enters as nitrate NO3 minus ions. It is not given detail in your textbook, it is just mentioned only ions, but I try to emphasize so that you understand what is he trying to say by absorbing the ions, okay? Next point, the cells of the roots actively absorb these ions and their concentration increases inside the roots. So, the cells which are present in the roots, they next absorb these ions and the concentration of iron inside the root increases. Okay. So, what happens? Let us say this is the root and the concentration of the ions increases. As it increases, what happens? It creates a difference. Let us say this is the soil. Okay. It creates a difference between the concentration of ions in the roots and also in the soil. There is a difference. So, to balance this difference, what happens is that the water molecules enter into the roots due to osmosis. Okay. Now, if you ask me, I would definitely understand that I need to learn the meaning of osmosis. Osmosis is nothing but movement of water molecules from a lower concentration solution to a higher concentration area through a semi-permeable membrane. So, I have underlined it because we need to put that in the vocabulary section and we need to learn the definition of osmosis just to understand what does that mean. Now, the next point is, if the soil solution contains higher concentration of these ions rather than the root hairs, the ions can enter by diffusion. So, please understand this part. What he says is, if the solution, that is the solution in the soil, it contains higher concentration of ions than the ones in the root hairs, then the ions can enter by diffusion. Meaning, in the previous point we saw that the concentration of iron increases in the root hairs, therefore, by osmosis the water moves into the roots. But if it is the opposite, in the sense, if the concentration of ions is more in the soil solution than the root hairs, then the ions can enter by diffusion. Now, again I will underline the word diffusion. It means the movement of molecules of liquid from a region of higher concentration to that of a lower concentration. So, these two are basically similar points, but opposite points. There are what is the meaning of osmosis and how diffusion is used, or when diffusion is used by the roots. Clear? Let us go to the last point. Since there is a steady movement of water from soil to xylem vessels and the tracheids, this creates a column of water that is ready to be pushed upwards. So, from the roots, it now enters the xylem vessel. This, let us say this is the xylem vessel, and now what happens? There is a column of water inside this which is ready to be pushed upward. That is what they are saying. Clear? So, absorption of water and minerals, you have to understand. First, the plant takes the help of the root hairs, okay, which are directly in contact with the water, and also the root hairs are surrounded by minerals, and these minerals are in the form of ions when they are absorbed by the roots. Okay. I have given some examples for your information, and you have to understand that the roots start absorbing these ions. Once they start absorbing the ions, the concentration of these ions increase in the roots, which creates a difference between the concentration of ions between the root and the soil. And therefore, to balance this difference between the concentration of ions, water molecules from the soil enter into the roots due to osmosis. And we have to understand what is the process of osmosis. Movement of water molecules from a lower concentration solution to a higher concentration area through a semi-permeable membrane. Clear? Now, once the soil or if the soil solution contains higher concentration of ions than that of root has, then the ion can enter by diffusion. Now, since the water is continuously entering the xylem vessels and the tracheids from the soil, it creates a column of water that is ready to be pushed upwards. Clear? Now, let us go to the next part, which is upward movement of water. This is the next process that is involved in transportation of water and minerals through xylem. Let us see how this upward movement of water now happens. So, now we have a column of water which needs to be pushed upward. So, let us see how it happens. The root now has absorbed water and the cells of the root become turgid, that is, they swell and exert pressure on the adjacent cells. This pressure is called root pressure, which pushes the water upwards. So, what you have to understand is, in this point, your root has now absorbed the water, okay, and there is a column of water which is present. Now, when there is accumulation of water, what happens? The cells of the root become turgid, that is, they start swelling. Because they are expanding, they are swelling and expanding, they exert pressure on the adjacent cells, right? And this pressure, what they say, is called the root pressure, which now starts pushing the water upwards. This root pressure is sufficient to lift up water in plants that have less height. Meaning, let us say for example, there is a short plant, okay. So, it's able, the roots are able to push, because of the root pressure, it's able to push the water to various parts of the plant. But what happens when it is like a tall tree that is branched out? What happens to such kind of a situation? So, for tall trees and plants which are tall, they need assistance to push the water to the highest part of the plant or tree. This assistance is provided in the form of transpiration pull. Okay? That is a key word you have to learn and keep in mind. So, we shall see how this transpiration pull helps in the process of absorption of water and minerals. Plants use another strategy, as I said, to move water in the xylem upwards to the highest point of the plant body. So, if your plant is very high, the plant uses another strategy. Apart from the root pressure, it uses another strategy, that is what is transpirational pull. Okay? Transpiration is the loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of the plant. Please underline this, because it means that you have to put this word in the vocabulary and learn the definition. That is why I have underlined this. Now, suppose if you want to learn the spelling, you can actually just write another column called as spelling, okay, and you write this word here. Write the word transpiration. Now, what you can do is you can learn it by splitting the word into syllables. Transpiration, and this you can practice the word 4 or 5 times in your notebook. So, coming back, what I was saying is transpiration is the loss of water in the form of water vapor, that is evaporation of water from the aerial parts of the plant. like the leaves. That's what it means. Aerial part means the parts which are exposed to the air. The leaves of the plant have tiny pores under their surface called stomata. We have learned this, children, right? So, let us say this is a leaf. So, under this leaf there will be the stomata. A lot of water from the leaves keep on evaporating through the stomata. These are the tiny holes called the stomata. Okay. This loss of water in the form of water vapor from the leaves of the plant is called transpiration. Clear? So, what we can see is that there is continuous evaporation of water from the leaves into the air through the stomata, and this loss of water from the leaves of the plants is called transpiration. So, once we have clearly understood this, let us move on to the next part. The water that is lost through the stomata has to be replaced, right? So, what happens? The water that is lost through the stomata is replaced by the water from the xylem vessels in the leaf. Obviously, the leaf has the xylem vessels. So, water from the xylem vessels moves into the leaf. So, because it moves, what happens? Water is constantly being taken away from the top of the xylem vessels in the leaves to supply to the cells in the leaves, right? This is what we actually mentioned earlier. This reduces the effective pressure at the top of the xylem vessels, that is the xylem vessels which are on the top of the plant, and this creates a suction which pulls water from xylem cells of the roots. This suction only is called the transpirational pull. Water molecules have great cohesion tension between each other, that is they stick to each other. It is like this, they stick to each other very well. So, that means when water molecules are pulled during the transpiration, as we saw earlier, the water molecules, that is other water molecules attached to them, suppose this is being pulled, right, because of transpiration, because this is being pulled by transpiration, what happens? Since the water molecules have great cohesion tension, the other water molecules also get attached to them and it gets pulled as well. In this way, transpirational pull and root pressure together work to transport water minerals through the xylem. So, two things we have to remember. First, what we have to actually keep in mind is the effect of root pressure in transport of water is very important at night. Why? Because during the day when the stomata is open, the transpiration pull becomes a major driving force in movement of water in the xylem. So, daytime you will see there is transpiration pull, transpirational pull, and at night time you see that the pressure is more, that is the root pressure plays an important role. It is higher during the night time. At daytime, transpirational pull is high because the stomata is open at that time and this becomes the major driving force in the movement of water in the xylem. So, please keep these 2 points in mind. Clear? Now, let us come to the vocabulary part. There is nothing much in the drawing part over here, but I will definitely show you a diagram related with that, but later on. In the vocabulary section, you have to learn what is stomata. There are tiny pores present at the lower side of the leaf. Okay. Transpiration is loss of water in the form of water vapor from the leaves of the plant. That is what is transpiration. Okay. As I said, you have to learn the spelling of transpiration using syllables. Okay. Suppose you are not familiar with stomata, then you write down the word stomata and then split it. Stomata. Stomata. So you can practice these words. Clear? Now, coming to the summary section of our concept. Explain the process of transpiration. How do roots help in absorption of water, minerals from the soil? Okay. So, these questions are sufficient, or you can make smaller questions like what do you mean by stomata, okay, and what is the process of transpiration. Explain what do you mean by cohesion tension that exists between water molecules. All these can be made into smaller questions which can be practiced. Okay. Please do answer these questions. You can share your answers to my email ID jayavirtualclassroom@gmail.com. I hope you liked the video. If so, please like and share it with your friends. Leave your comments in the comment box given below. Also, subscribe to my channel so that you stay notified about my next video. This is Jaya's Virtual Classroom, where learning never ends. Thank you once again, and I'll meet you in my next video.